Hey guys, it's Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do week 26. It is February 20th and March Madness is around the corner, and we're here to do game day pick'ems. Welcome in, guys. It's Brad with College SportsCast. I've got John Hammonds on here with me tonight. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Tiresome day, but man, we're gonna make it through.
Yeah, and I kind of wanted to bring up a quick point while we're on here. NKY was supposed to be with us tonight, but unfortunately, he's covering a Miami, Ohio game. Basketball, so he could not be here tonight, and I'm not sure when he'll be able to be here because he said his Fridays are going to be kind of mixed here coming up. So he said he'd keep us posted and let us know. I'd like to have a bracketologist.
We have the last few years, so
how to break it down a little bit. So
All right, guys, if you're on with us and on Facebook and watching us on Facebook, we just want to say thanks. We're inching closer and closer to that 8,000 mark, and we appreciate you. Hit that subscribe, man. It's only 99 cents a month. All it does is help us continue to make these for you guys. Just a little bit goes a long ways, and it does give you your own subscribers page that you guys can post in, and we have a subscribers chat for you guys, and we're on there daily most of the time, and we give out news, info, events, just different things on there, and it's a pretty good deal on game days with us as well. So, all right. With that said, if you're on YouTube, man, we appreciate you too. We this week grew to 750 on our YouTube page, so I want to say thanks to you as well. This is a please like and subscribe. You can do that on both Facebook and YouTube. Again, Facebook is 99 cents for that subscription.
I got a little achievement to tell you about before we get started.
Oh, okay.
I lost 20 pounds.
20 pounds.
Yep.
From you had already lost quite a bit, right?
Well, yeah, but I kind of plateaued a little bit, and then I kind of went back a little bit. you just don't never stay at one spot. Like it fluctuates.
Up and down a little bit.
It is. Before we get started, I kind of want to bring up something that happened yesterday. Me and Brad cover Stadium Rant. We write. It's something fun for us to do. Some people make it a hobby. Some people make it a life. Some people make it a job. And, Wes Rucker is a Tennessee fan. And he passed away yesterday in a car accident. He was in journalism. He covered numerous of stories. He worked for UT. He actually attended the University of Tennessee. He pursued a degree in journalism, sports communication.
24/7, I think, wasn't it?
24/7, I believe. I think he worked at the Daily Beacon. Just heartbroken to hear about Wes, praying so hard for his wife, Lauren, his little boy, Hank, that he loves so dearly. Hank was his special child. And I say that because if you look up Hank's story, sometimes you get emotional. He's got one kidney that works and the other kidney don't work as much. And then you look at Wes's story, he's a stroke survivor.
Yeah.
And it feels like
what's crazy is that he worked yesterday. They filmed his 10 at 3 show, And right after his show, he got in the vehicle and headed out on I-40 going home. And
He was gone.
like I watched part of his show last night, John, and he was talking about all like his plans for the weekend and how he was going to be covering Tennessee Vandy on Saturday and all this stuff. And he had he was going to do the Tennessee baseball game on Friday and then try to be there on Sunday and cover Tennessee Vandy on Saturday. And he was talking about all this stuff that he was going to do. And on that 10 at 3 last night. And then he got in the car and was killed in an accident. I mean, you just never know.
I tell people all the time, you can be here 1 minute and the next minute, snap of a finger, it's over. Yeah. And that's not just a car wreck. That can be a heart attack. That can be anything. You know, death is coming to us all, and it's unfortunate that it happened to Wes Rucker. You know, everybody, a lot of people liked him. A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people thought
I'll tell you this much. He was one of the more respected Tennessee Vol journalism guys that I agree.
To me, for a lot of people, he was confrontational at times. He liked to stir the pot a little bit, which every guy does in media. Like, but at the same time, you know, you respect a guy like that. You respect what he does, his job. You know, the love he had for the Tennessee Vols was immeasurable. And, you know, I know everybody. You know, me and you are a Kentucky podcast, but sometimes rivalries have to take a back seat to things like this.
Absolutely.
It's unfortunate.
You know, not only was it him and his wife, but I don't know if you know this or not, but his wife was pregnant and she is due in May. She's having a little girl. And you know, his wife, his son, and his soon-to-be daughter is left behind with no father. So,
yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
It is. Like I said, you're here and you're doing your show just like we're doing right now, and like. We all travel in this. I drive to Lexington all the time. I travel. I'm on the road, you know, and you've been traveling some this year, and you know you're going to be on the road maybe the next couple of weekends. So I mean, we do this show and we think, oh, we're going to be here. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be in Greenville in a couple of weeks and everything, and just like Wes did yesterday. And within an hour, he was gone.
Blink of an eye. And I kind of wanted to bring that up to start because I feel like he deserves a spot on this. You know, a lot of people's posted, you know, you had Alyssa Lang, Ron Slay, all the media members. We lost a great one in sports media. It affects everybody different, but it especially affects colleagues of his and people that he was connected to. Life's a vapor, Brad. I've always said you're here for a little time and then it vanishes away. Love your people, Brad. Everybody has their family, they have their friends, they have their coworkers. Don't take life for granted and do not hold grudges towards anybody, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all make mistakes. And if you're in that position and you need to see somebody and talk to somebody about, you know, a problem that you've had in the past, fix it before something happens to that person, because you don't want to have something happen to a person and you don't know what to do when that person dies and you're left with that regret the rest of your life. So,
I mean, I'll end it with this. I think everybody who knows me knows how I feel about the University of Tennessee, but I want everyone to know that that's just a sports rivalry.
yep.
That has absolutely nothing to do with humanity, to be honest.
Not at all.
And I just want everybody to know that we send our thoughts and prayers out to his wife and his son and his soon to be daughter and his parents and all his family. It's just tough. We're in this business too, and like I said, we think we've got all these plans and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and you just never know.
He was really fond of Hank, his wife, and his dog. If you haven't noticed on some of his Instagram or his Twitter, he had a dog, and he posted his dog almost all the time. And it's animals are important too. So, he's left a legacy behind though, Brad. I think, and he's given to the sport. He's given to the Vol Nation, and at the end of the day, a lot of people can respect what he put in and what kind of work he did.
Absolutely. Many, many prayers to all who loved Wes Rucker.
Yep.
All right. The top of the screen, left-hand corner is a QR code. That is for our Bet Us link with the Real Fresh channel. Just want to throw that in. And Howie Fresh and them do a great job covering pro sports, and they're on our channel or on our page for Facebook, and then we're on their page for YouTube, and this show is actually being aired on theirs as well on YouTube.
You know what's pretty crazy is I forgot they was on Tuesday night. I went to a game, a basketball game, and and you know how you think, oh, Brad's live. Well, I forgot that the NFL guys were on the NBA stuff, and I was like, hold on a minute. I'm not losing my mind here.
But you can get up to 3 deposit matches using this Bet Us link. So deposit matches are up to 125%, and you get 3 of them. So use this link for your betting needs with us.
Yes, sir.
So appreciate Real Fresh and Howie and Big Luke. So just want to give them a shout out too. All right, John, we've been doing some bracketology stuff here. We're going to dig into this for just a few minutes here. May not go quite as long, quite as many, because we've done this a couple of weeks now. But I do want to hit this real quick. Are there any changes in any headliners, do you think, for the men's side?
Not really. I know that since we kind of talked, Arizona had lost. There's a couple teams that had gotten beat. Houston lost.
Yeah.
Just your
UConn lost.
I don't know. I mean,
over the weekend.
UConn lost. Creighton, yes.
Yeah.
You still got your probably top 7. You got Michigan, Houston, Arizona, Illinois, Duke, Florida, Iowa State, Purdue, which they're playing right now. They're playing Indiana. I think they're ahead at home. Kansas, Texas Tech, losing JT Toppin was tough.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
It's going to be tough for Texas Tech losing Toppin. A score of his ability and having to depend on everybody else, it's going to be tough for the Red Raiders going forward.
It is. That's going to be tough to replace there.
I will say some teams that have kind of I'm not sure on. I wouldn't put Kentucky in that. regard. I think Kentucky is still in a safe spot, Brad. But I'm going to give you a team that I'm really, really concerned about right now.
Well, let's wait for our losing steam to do that one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah.
But
All right.
those are the headliners for me.
Yeah. So on the women's side, I think I'm ready to put LSU as a headliner, maybe. I mean, they have the headliner players. I just thought that they weren't playing quite as great as I thought they should have this year. But last night, that come from behind win, Malaysia Fawiley just went on a tear in the fourth quarter last night and erased a 10 or 11 point fourth quarter lead and won by 8 at Ole Miss last night.
Coach Yo's got a really good basketball team, and they're probably going to be anywhere from a 5, 6, maybe even a 4 if they can win some games down the road. They got a really good backcourt, Brad, and for LSU to do what they did in those last minutes of the game,
11
and
points
Malaysia
with
Fawiley take off.
Yeah, it was pretty tough what they did last night.
I was kind of iffy on LSU early. You know, they lost to Kentucky. I think they lost to Oklahoma, I believe.
Vanderbilt too.
Oklahoma. It was Vanderbilt.
It's Vanderbilt.
Yeah. They was kind of up and down, but this is when Kim Mulkey delivers.
I mean, right around 24-4 now, or something like that. I mean, 23-4, something like that.
Yeah, I'm big on this LSU team.
So I'm going to add them. I mean, of course, headliners in the women's side here is UConn, South Carolina, Texas, LSU, UCLA, Michigan, maybe. I might throw Michigan in there.
Michigan's good.
Yeah. All right. Catching fire. These are teams that are catching fire at the right time, that are hot towards March Madness here, John. So you can just add a few that that we haven't talked about.
I'm gonna go Texas. Texas is playing probably as good as they've played all season long. Sean Miller's got a really good team down there. They've got some nice wins.
Sean Miller's a really nice coach.
I'm telling you, he's good.
Yep.
You know, I'm going to give you one. Miami of Florida, Jai Lucas. They're 21-5, Brad. They play some good basketball. They got a good team.
In his very first season as a head coach.
His first year.
Yeah.
I'm going to go say maybe Missouri. We might not have been saying that had Vanderbilt hit that shot from who knows where the other night. But Missouri's kind of figuring things out. They beat Vanderbilt. They play Arkansas tomorrow, which is going to be a tough game. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's in Arkansas. Still be a tough game, but that would be another add to their resume. There's not just a lot of teams that have really caught fire. I
don't know who to add on the women's side. You know, I talked about LSU is one, maybe.
Villanova and Katie Lewis. Villanova's another one. So
on the women's side, I'm really not sure who to add, to be honest with you. I threw in USC last week. I thought USC had been playing really, really well lately. So, had to give them a little bit of credit. LSU is coming on as a headliner, but they're really playing strong right now. So I might throw them in on this one. All right, this is the losing steam, John. This is teams that are kind of losing their momentum heading into March.
There's one team that really concerns me, and that's the team down on the Plains.
Yeah, the team that we might be playing on Saturday is what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's
John, they've lost their last 5 in a row.
they're not playing good, Brad.
Now, listen, having said all that, I know how it goes for the University of Kentucky. They could probably lose 27 in a row and they would still catch fire the night Kentucky comes to town at their place. So I'm not saying that I don't understand that. I do.
Here it is. To me, it's not easy to lose a guy like Bruce Pearl. I don't think the talent is there where it's been the last few years.
I don't either. I actually thought before this season started, John, I actually thought that the talent wasn't quite what it has been, and that was with Bruce Pearl coaching.
Yeah, they're just not playing together. I think they had a 6 or 7 point lead at the last media timeout against Mississippi State the other night, blew that lead. Listen, Brad, they're last in the SEC in defending the 3. And I'm going to say this. As good as Chandler's playing, which we'll get to Kentucky Auburn here in a minute, but as good as some of our guys that are shooting the ball as of recent, there's no excuse to not hit some shots against this Auburn defense tomorrow night. Now, let's be fair here. It's in the jungle. It's a tough environment.
And Kentucky's not fared well there.
Well, and no, I think they won a couple of years ago with Calipari, but they've not played well down there. And they get behind. The last time I think they played was the Reed Shepherd team, and Kentucky got on them like 15 points and kind of held the lead. But if they can make some shots and protect the ball and play defense, I think this is a winnable game, Brad. So, but like I said, Auburn's won. I wouldn't put Kentucky in that regard right now. I feel like they're still there. They're still attainable to get to the tournament. That's just the one team that I'm really concerned about. Auburn. Their backs are against the wall practically. They got a 5-game losing streak. You don't know which team you're going to get, and that's kind of what we've said about Kentucky. Like, what team are you going to get on Saturday?
This is true. On the women's side, guys, last week I put Stanford and Notre Dame in this category. I thought both of them have been losing quite a bit of steam lately, headed towards March. I'm going to throw one out right now. I'm not sure when this season started that a lot of people thought this team was going to make the NCAA tournament this time, but a week and a half ago, Kelly Harper at Missouri had the girls at least on the bubble a couple of weeks ago, 10 days, a couple of weeks ago, something like that. They've kind of struggled lately, Missouri has, and lost 2 or 3 in a row. And they're now 16-11, I believe, and probably, losing that steam right now. They might be on the outside looking in, which is the next topic. But Missouri might be there right now. So just want to put them in. This is Kelly Harper's first year at Missouri. So I want to point that out. She had no roster when this season started, so you got to give her just a little bit of time.
And Florida would be another one to put in there.
Yeah, Florida would be one that could be on the outside looking in. I'm going to be honest with you, John. Mississippi State lost again last night. I don't think they are on the outside looking in just yet, but they are right on the bubble.
I'm going to say something real quick about it. I had mentioned that we was going to talk a little bit about it. What's going on in Knoxville?
Yeah, losing steam. Yeah. Let's back up there, man. Wow. What exactly is going on in Knoxville with the Lady Vols?
Here's my
Talking
thing.
about a team that is losing steam. They've lost 3 in a row. And if you go look at their schedule remaining, I'm not so sure they get another win. I mean, they play Oklahoma on the road, they play Vandy on the road, and then they close with, is it Texas?
Maybe I can't remember. You mentioned it yesterday, but
I mentioned it yesterday, but it's 3 really, really tough
I'm going to
games.
say this. I'm going to say this about Kim Caldwell. You simply cannot get blown out against good teams.
I mean, they got blown out by 30 plus to UConn. They got blown out by South Carolina, 40 plus, I believe. I mean, this is the Lady Vols.
Listen, Pat Summitt
is rolling over in her grave.
Pat Summitt,
I'm telling you.
I feel like, listen, Tennessee's probably not the Tennessee team that we've seen, in the last, 20 years. Listen, Pat Summitt did a wonderful job, wonderful person, wonderful human. She did a lot of great things at Tennessee. She put them on the map. And
put women's basketball on the map, not just Lady Vols.
Yeah, she put basketball on the map. And to see where it's went from there to now.
I mean, they got rid of Kelly Harper.
It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine.
Player for Pat Summitt, by the way. They got rid of Kelly Harper, and they hired Kim Caldwell. Kim Caldwell didn't have a whole lot of D1 coaching experience.
Mm-mm.
She runs an offense where she runs players in and out constantly. She plays 10 or 12 players a night. Nobody gets more than a minute or two at a time. I mean, she's constantly running players in and out. And on occasion, that's a good thing. But against the best teams, the tough teams, to be honest with you, so far in her career, if you even go back and look at last year and you look at just this year, in her career at Tennessee, so far when she's playing against the best teams, the toughest teams, that running in and out and doing all that just hasn't worked.
Don't work. Nope.
I mean, Paige Beckers blew them out in Knoxville last year. I mean, they went through a spell last year.
Didn't they beat UConn last year? Or was that the year before?
No, it was, that was probably the year before.
It might have been the year before. Yeah. But I kind of wanted to bring that up about Kim Caldwell. I feel like, somewhere you got to take a stand. Like, Tennessee women's basketball is like Alabama football, Kentucky basketball. It's a tradition.
That's the standard.
It's a standard.
They're 8-time champs, just like Kentucky.
It's
on the men.
You win. You win in Knoxville. You lose in Knoxville, you might not have a job.
I mean, she's 16-9, John, and outside looking in, I'm just going to be honest with you. If they happen to lose these next 3 tough games, 16-12, does the Tennessee Lady Vols get in? I'm just saying.
It'll be tough.
All right. I'm going to switch it up. Or do you have any outside looking in that you want to add on the men's side?
I'm good.
All right, man. We are going to head to our pick'ems. We're going to start with the men in college basketball, and tomorrow we've got Creighton at St. John's. Creighton's coming off a huge win at UConn. That game was in stores, and they are now going to be playing St. John's at Madison Square Gardens. Guys, I worked all day long, and John helped me put some of these games together and stuff. So we normally do spreads. I do not have spreads in tonight, so I apologize.
Yeah, they beat UConn last game out, 91-84. I think they shot 49% from three. Oh no, not from three, from the field. They knocked down, I think, 10 of 21 from the three. They was good at the free throw line. Josh Dix is really big for them. He scored 21 points. This is a game I feel like Creighton needs to win in order to kind of push their resume up a little bit, because they're quite not there yet.
No, they're not.
I feel like they're still a little bit of ways.
They lost a lot off of this team.
But I'm going to tell you something, Brad. This St. John's team, they're good. Bryce Hawkins is important for this team. Zuby Ejiofor might be one of the best big men in the country. They play defense. Zuby, they get after you. They're tough on the boards. They've turned, since the Kentucky loss, they have turned their season upside down. And quite frankly, they're probably in the range for a 3 or a 4 seed right now. So, but I'm going to take St. John's. I like St. John's. It's tough to win at the Garden. You got the fans backing. Ian
Jackson. They've got quite a few players.
They do. They're tough. They're really good, and they're actually playing at a level that they played at last year defensively, late in the year. So I'm going to take St. John's. I still feel like Creighton needs a couple more wins to kind of get in. Maybe the Big East tournament, they can win a few games, but I just don't see Creighton going to the Garden and win this game.
Well, I mean, a big surprise, them going to stores and win the other night, beat UConn. So could they do it? Probably. I mean, if you can beat UConn,
you put your feather in the hat with this win, like you're probably maybe 1 or 2 wins away from possibly clinching a tournament.
And, I mean, their coach and that team, they lost a ton the last 2 years off of that team.
They did.
A ton. And so to be even 500 or just a smidgen over 500 and to beat UConn like they did is a huge bonus here for Creighton. Does mean if he stays coaching, I'd say they'll be back at the top pretty soon, would be my guess.
Yep.
I do want to say that. Now, he could retire, but if he stays coaching, I think Creighton, the Blue Jays, will be back at the top before too long in college basketball. I am going to take Rick Pitino in the Johnnies in this one.
Yeah. Right.
I got a feeling with that UConn win that Pitino has used that all week long in practice.
Yeah, he's not cutting corners.
I'm pretty sure he has used that all week long. Those boys, I promise you, they know what I'm talking about. That'd be my guess. We're going to move on to Tennessee at Vandy. This is the game that Wes was talking about last night, and on his 10 at 3, and talking about going to, and how he was looking forward to it. So I just want to one more time put it out there. Just such a sad loss for Wes Rucker and the Tennessee people and his family. But this game will go on. Tennessee is at Vandy. This is going to be an important one in SEC play.
This is going to be a fun game. Tennessee's playing better. Nate Ament is playing at a high level right now. Nate Ament is taking over in games. They beat Oklahoma the other night. And then you got Vanderbilt, a team that
I think you have to be named Tyler to play well there.
Tyler Tanner,
Advantage. Yeah.
Tyler
Or
Tanner, Tyler Nickel, Devin
yeah.
McLaughlin. They got Jalen
I
Washington.
think you got to have the first name Tyler to play really good at Vandy.
Listen, Tennessee's actually done well in Nashville. Let's be honest. And they've won some games there. Vanderbilt has won some games there. I think a couple years ago they hit a buzzer beater to beat Tennessee. It's always a fun, exciting game when this game goes on. But I just feel I want to take the home team here. It's on the road. It's a tough place to play. But then again, Tennessee could play with that emotion. West, they could, enter that channel where they get prepared for a game and that motor starts running early. So it just depends, Brad. It all for me. It all depends on Tyler Tanner. When Tyler Tanner is creating shots and hitting shots, this Vanderbilt team is tough to beat, especially at home.
I'll tell you what it depends on for me, because Tennessee really has not played as strong on the road this year. They're going to need somebody outside of Gillespie and Nate Amen to
basically take over a game. Yeah.
I'm not saying to take it over, but to be a compliment, a real compliment to them, and score 15 points or something. They're going to need somebody else besides them two. I don't think a two-man show is probably going to go in there, because Tennessee's going to play good defense. It's a tough environment. The crowd's going to be rowdy.
Listen, you get down 15 at Vanderbilt, you might lose.
It's tough. I mean, Vandy's also laid an egg. They were down 18, 19, 20 points to Oklahoma as well at home. They made a furious comeback, but fell short.
They did in the Missouri game as well the other night. So,
yeah,
almost hit one of the most miraculous shots I've ever seen. It was, I say,
Tennessee can win this one, to be quite honest with you. It would not surprise me, to be honest.
I say that old Missouri coach was breathing a sigh of relief when that shot went off the rim. Oh.
All right, Texas at Georgia plays tomorrow. And John, you was talking about how well Texas has been playing. Georgia, it was coming off quite a few losses. I think 5 out of 6 or something. Mm-hmm. They beat Kentucky in Rupp on Tuesday night this week. And
they beat Alabama.
They have good guard play. They can shoot the ball. Do you think Georgia can make a run after that win?
I think they can. Georgia's got a good team. Milliner, the Wilkerson kid. This is a good Georgia team. When they get out and run, they're really efficient. Texas is really good. Dalen Swain might be one of the best players in the country.
That nobody knows.
Nobody really knows about. Jordan Pope is playing well. Tremont Marks playing really well. I think Wilcher hit a couple shots the other night. He's a really good player for them. Listen, Texas has beaten, Alabama, Vanderbilt. I think they beat Georgia already once. They beat Oklahoma. They beat Missouri. They beat LSU, which is still a quad 2, quad 1 win. So Sean Miller, listen, Brad, I've said it since the end of time.
John, I have said for years that I would like, if the chance ever happened, Sean Miller would be at the top of my list.
And I think he could recruit well here. This is going to be a tough game for Texas. At times they're not great on the road. Now they're good at home, but they don't play well on the road. Georgia's kind of off an emotional win against Kentucky. How did they come out? Now Wilkerson's back. He's their go-to guy. Milliner's really good. Blue Kane can shoot. So I'm going to give Georgia the edge here at home. I think Georgia wins this game, and this might be a really, really underrated game to watch.
I mean, Georgia is right on that bubble, kind of.
I think they kind of cooled it a little bit with that win in Kentucky. Now you beat Texas,
probably.
You're probably going.
That's what I'm saying. If you could compound that win at Rupp the other night and go home and beat a pretty solid Texas team, I think Georgia's probably in a lot. Probably in. Yeah. If they could do that.
If they win this one. Even if they don't win, I think they're still in.
I'm going to take the Bulldogs in this one, I believe, at home.
Yep.
All right, John. Arizona had a rough week last week. They were still undefeated when the week started last week. They've lost 2. So Arizona now, after losing 2, gets to go to Houston. Yay for Arizona. That's a good reward there.
Listen,
wow.
This game is pretty even. Well, let's be honest. There's one weakness that Houston has this year. I've watched a lot of their games, and it's from the 3-point line. I feel like that's why Texas Tech gave them such a tough game. Shooting threes, though, is not what Arizona does.
They miss Cryer.
They do. Arizona's more of a getting the paint, 2 points, 2-pointers. We'll find out a lot about what Houston's made of. They got Arizona and Kansas. I still think Houston is probably one of the best top teams in the country. And even they're at home. I like this loss, or I like this little spot here. I'm going to put Houston winning this game. I think the spread's 4.5. So give me Houston in the 4.5. So I think.
Would that be 3 losses in a row for them?
Talking about Arizona?
Yeah, if they lose this?
No, I think Arizona won one the other night. I can't remember.
They may have. I've been busy. I've had a really busy week, so I'm not sure.
I'm going to go Houston at home. I like Houston at home. Now, there's some weaknesses in this Houston team that they didn't have last year. So,
yeah, but that defense is the truth.
They're good. They're good.
And at home, they're hard to handle now. I'm telling you.
They get after
it. This Arizona team was rolling. They may continue a bumpy ride here for another game or 2 here.
They got Kansas coming too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Houston. So at home in this one. John, we're gonna go to the Big East. We got UConn at Villanova. This is our second Big East game this week. Villanova's been playing well. Caden Lewis, if you're a Kentucky fan, you ought to know the name of Caden Lewis. He really has turned on and been playing really well for Villanova Wildcats. UConn, of course, had that loss to Creighton recently. And, John, this should be a pretty good game.
Yeah, to me, this is a fun game. You got UConn. They played Creighton. They got beat. You got Braylon Mullins. He's a major factor. He had 25 the other night. Really good freshman. Listen, the defensive end, the Huskies are really good. I think they're averaging like 12 turnovers per game. Now, Villanova's 21-5. They're good, but have they really played anybody up to this point that has the horses that UConn has? And
yeah, this is in Philly. The thing about it
is, though, I really like this Villanova team. They're only allowing 33, I think, % on 3-point shots, which is really, really good. And offensively, they're shooting 45% from the floor. I mean, that's what? I think it was 144, 143 in the country, which is not bad, but you got to hit shots to beat UConn. You can't you can't get down double digits and expect to beat UConn. But it's at home. It's a big game for them. I feel like Villanova's in the tournament regardless. They're 21-5. They're probably, to me, they're in the top 3 of the Big East. They feel like old Villanova in a way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
I'm going to go Villanova here. I'm going to pull it, but wouldn't be shocked if UConn wins this game.
If that happens, Dan Hurley might lose his mind by the time this press conference rolls around.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
that's a given.
That'd be a press conference I want to see. To be honest with you, if that happens, listen, this is in Philly. Like, they rock that place. They love their Villanova Wildcats, and I'm gonna pull it too. I think I'm gonna take the upset here in Villanova at home. Although everyone knows that UConn could go in there and sneak one out. So, John, the next game we're going to talk about feels like a November game. What in the hell are these two teams playing on February 21st for? Michigan and Duke. Where's this game at?
It's a neutral court game. I'm not sure.
I know. It's a November or a December game. Did they forget to play this game, and the teams didn't show up and they've rescheduled it, or what the? I don't even understand. I'm lost.
Probably already been placed in the scheduling and they just had to play it, basically. Having said all that, I feel like Duke is better than Michigan, Brad.
Michigan's number one.
Well, I know that, but they beat Kansas, beat Arkansas, they beat Florida, they beat Michigan State, they beat Louisville.
I'm just reminding you, Dusty May's pretty damn good.
He is. I feel like this game is even. The thing that stands out for me, though, Brad, is Michigan. Sometimes they struggle the fumble-itis, the turnovers, and you don't do that against Duke. I think they're the top team in the ACC in creating them.
When I see this game, it makes me think it's December 8th.
I'll say this. These two teams are the top 2 defensive teams on KenPom, and neither one shoot a lot of threes. So basically, this is going to be a physical.
Yeah, but Michigan scores a lot of points, though.
They do. But you also got Boozer on the other side that has something to say about that. So, I'm going to go Duke here. I like this Duke team. I told you the other night, I think this Duke team's got a chance to go Final Four. Michigan does as well. Dusty May's done a really good job there. Linsenborg is really good. Elliot Cadeau, Mara. This is a really good team. I like Michigan, but I just think Duke gets them tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to go different here with you. I'm gonna have to say no, not just yet. I think the Wolverines is going to surprise the Dukies tomorrow night, I believe.
If you like college basketball, this is the game to watch.
It is. This is going to be a fun one tomorrow, I believe. So
it's going to be a war of attrition.
I'm gonna take the Wolverines in this one, man. And I think I really, really like Dusty May and the job that he does with his players. Listen, John Shire's been fantastic at Duke. I can't say anything, but here's what I will say about John Shire. If you can get him in a late game situation, a lot of times so far in his young career as a coach, Duke falls short in a late game situation.
He had Flag last year. There was a couple of games where he slipped out of his shoe. He did. Everybody laughs about it, but he did. Yeah. He slipped out of his shoe at Clemson.
Yeah, he did.
And then he slid on the floor against Kentucky, which cost them the game.
Yeah.
So everybody laughs at that, but he really did slip out of
And
his shoes.
he lost one the other night, late game.
Yep,
And they stormed the court and stuff. So, I mean, if Michigan can get to that point, I think they can pull one out here. So I'm going to take Michigan in this one and surprise everybody, even though Michigan is the number one team. All right, John, I threw this one in. I hope you don't mind, but I threw this one in. I kind of looked real quick and threw this one in. Going to the ACC here, Miami at Virginia. Miami, you kind of hit on Jai Lucas. And Virginia here, both of these teams have first-year head coaches, Ryan Odom and Jai Lucas. I mean, and both of these teams have had really good seasons, John.
They have. Virginia is what, 23-3. I think they're second or third in the ACC.
Yeah, and I think
Odom,
Jai Lucas, Miami, I think they're 21-5 or something.
Coach Odom's done a really good job with this team. They got Dalen Hall, the transfer from BYU. DeRitter might be one of the top freshmen. He's really, really good. Chance Mallory. This is a really fun Virginia team, Brad. But I also like this Miami team. These dudes just play basketball, man. They just get after it. They take on the role of their coach, Jai Lucas. He's a really good coach. He got a lot of those recruits from Duke. A lot of people don't realize when he was with Shire.
Yep.
So, Trey Donaldson, Shelton Henderson, this is a really good basketball team. They got I think they got the transfer, Renal, the transfer from Indiana. He's really good.
It's going to be an interesting game, I think, tomorrow in the ACC.
It will. I think I'm going to take Virginia, though. I like them at home. They're pretty good at home. When they're shooting their shots and they're hitting threes, they're a tough team to defend.
Yeah, this would be a huge win for Lucas if he could get this on the road at Virginia. I agree with you. I think I'm going to take the Cavaliers in this one at home. They're usually pretty tough at home here, but just
they did lose. They lost at home to North Carolina, so it's always
just a huge shout out to both first-year head coaches here. I think they're both doing fantastic jobs.
3 years for both of them.
Yeah.
Odom is probably coaching his tail off.
Yep.
Let's be honest.
All right, John, we're going to go to the Big Ten here. Illinois is at UCLA, and man, I don't even know what to say about you. Man, Mick Cronin, he's not the worst. I don't know if you caught the Doug Gottlieb tirade.
I caught it. Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that one or not. I know Mick Cronin's probably going to catch more slack because he's a little bit more well known, but man, he's pretty close to being the worst.
I've
game.
watched this UCLA team, and I got a friend that's a big UCLA fan out west, and they're just ready for the season to be over with.
I think they're ready for him to be gone.
Get blowed out against Michigan State. You have the whole press conference where he says, "Are you raising your voice at me?" Stuff I don't know. It's a mess there, honestly. Now I think they can kind of. I don't know, Brad. Illinois is good, okay? They got Keaton Wagler, Boswell, Stojakovic. When this Illinois team is hitting shots.
Vucevic.
Vucevic.
Yeah.
When they're hitting shots, they're really difficult to play against. That's why I'm going Illinois here.
This is at UCLA, but I still think Illinois is going to go in there and get the win here. I just feel like this Illinois team is too good, and UCLA feels like a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, at this point.
Just saying, like every time I see anything to do with UCLA, I swear I hear.
Yeah,
it just feels like a ticking time bomb, to be quite honest with you. Brad Underwood, I think, is one of the better coaches in the country. To be honest, I would probably put him top 10 anyway. Brad Underwood, probably. I think he's one of the better coaches in the country. So give me the Fighting Illini in this one. All right, John, it's Kentucky-Auburn time. Let's talk about the Cats and the Tigers for a few minutes. This is on the plains at the Jungle, and Kentucky, I think, is a 2.5-point underdog in this game, if I remember right. So
at some point, one of these teams is going to get it together.
Or listen, John, Auburn feels like they're falling off. Another team, you said that UCLA seems like they just want the season to be over. And Auburn kind of feels like they're falling off a cliff.
Listen, the biggest issue I said with Auburn is their defense, their 3-point defense. And they've lost the last 3 games as a favorite, Brad. Now, let's slide back here. Kentucky is coming off a bad loss to Georgia, but I feel like they're playing better overall, and I feel like they have the offense to give Auburn fits. I'm going to be honest with you, Brad. I have to side with Kentucky on the road, and as much as I don't want to, with how they're playing the last couple of games, I don't trust this Auburn team. Now, they could come in and Pettiford go for 60, and he hit every shot.
Look, I'm going to say this, and I said it at the beginning. Like, I'm fully aware that when Kentucky comes to town, everybody is looking to light it up. I mean, that's just the way it is.
It is.
So could Auburn play a hell of a game here? They could.
Yeah, good.
I think if Kentucky comes out in this game and can punch them in the mouth early in this game, I think Auburn will struggle to stay with the Cats, even at home.
And I know that, it's not going to be popular among demand, but at the same time, Brad, you got to think Auburn has lost 5 straight. Their defense has not looked great. And the last 3 games that they've been favored in, they've lost. And to top that off, they're only a 2.5-point favorite at home to Kentucky. Usually that's a higher spread. Usually it's 8 or 9. Yeah. They're giving Kentucky the points.
Yeah. And, John, I got to ask you, if Auburn loses this game, they will be 14-13. Are they making the dance?
I don't know.
I honestly think. And my question is what are they going to do with Stephen Pearl?
Leave him on the tarmac.
And I mean that in all seriousness, because the fans there have been used to winning now.
Yeah, they've gotten accustomed to it, yep.
And I just can't see them taking a back seat and being like, he'll get it figured out.
Nah, I don't. especially with how Pearl has brought that program back to life, Brad. You know, he brought that program to life when Auburn was in a dump and kind of resurrected the program. And now you kind of got a mixed emotion where you don't win this game, you might need to win out. Or at
Probably
least maybe even win 2 or 3 games to finish the year. And there's still some tough games on their schedule, but I'm still going to go the Cats. I feel like the Kentucky's the better team. I do.
I do as well. I'm going to take the Cats in this one. They sometimes surprise me, though. I will say that. We're going to stay in the SEC, John. Missouri at Arkansas. I threw this one in as well. Missouri's been playing a lot better. I don't think they get near the credit that they deserve, to be honest with you. I think they're like 18-8 or something like that this year. And Arkansas's not much better. And this is kind of a rivalry game, I believe, between Missouri and Arkansas. So, John, what say you? I mean, I know A-Cuff's going to have his.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got to look at it. Arkansas is probably the most talented team here, and they've been really good at home. However, Brad, they're off a loss to Alabama in overtime, and I expect a little hangover.
And Missouri's been pretty good on the road. They beat Vandy on the road, to beat Kentucky on the road.
They beat Vanderbilt. They got a road win at South Carolina. They went to A&M and won. Listen, Missouri's not a bad team. They're not. You know, I think they shoot the ball well enough to kind of stay in this game, make it a 3 or 5 point game. I think they hang around for a little while. But I think I'm going to take the Arkansas Razorbacks, though. I just think coming off an emotional loss like that, they're going to want to come in at home and do some dirty work and get back to business. And I think that might be bad news for Missouri.
I mean, all I'm going to say is this Missouri team's been pretty good on the road. Like I said, they beat Kentucky, they beat A&M, they beat Vanderbilt.
Well, even South Carolina, I know everybody says, well, South Carolina's bad, but if you watch South Carolina games the last couple of weeks, they're actually playing better basketball. They're just. I
mean, those are games on the road that this Missouri team has went in and won. So if you're Arkansas, you can't sleep on this Missouri team.
Missouri's good.
Yeah, you can't sleep on them, or they'll come into your house and steal your food. Yeah. I mean, I'm serious. So I'm going to take the Razorbacks in this one at home. I feel like they will have a bounce back game here.
See, that's what I said. I expect them to bounce back, but I also expect a little hangover too after Alabama game.
It could be. If they have that, Missouri might slip up and beat them. All right, this is the last game we're going to talk about on the men's side. Iowa State is at BYU. This is a big game in the Big 12.
Listen, Brad, BYU needs a monumental win. Like,
in order to stamp a top seed, like a top 3 or 4 seed, for sure they do.
They've lost 5 of their last 6. Texas Tech, trying to think, was it Arizona, Kansas? Who was the other one? Oh, I know who it was. Oklahoma State. And I think Houston. And they had the only win was against Utah. And then they get
Iowa State at their place. It's not there, thank goodness, because for sure I would be picking Iowa State if it was at their place.
If it was at Hilton, I would, no doubt. They've hit a wall, man. To be fair, they've played some really tough teams, Brad.
They have.
And they got another one here Saturday.
Yep.
I'm going to go Cyclones. I'm going to stick with them. You know, they beat a good Houston team at home last week. They shot the ball, I think, 49% from the field. They're good with ball control. Now, they missed a lot of free throws in that game. Still, they ended up winning it. They've won 7. They're 7-1 in the last, 8 games. I think they've scored 70 or more points in those games as well. So, give me Iowa State. I just feel like BYU is just they're in a wall right now, and they just.
I'm gonna pull the BYU Cougars out in this one. Listen, Iowa State is a great team, and playing fantastic. I think this is a game that BYU is going to be ready for. It's a home game. I think they're gonna show out in this one. I'm not saying they're gonna run away with it. I think they're gonna do enough to pull out a victory here, and probably by a slim margin because this Iowa State team.
If they can't beat Iowa State, you may be looking at a world where all the hoopla early in the season with BYU, you know, the 3-4 seeds, you might.
What's up, Larry? I know who you're pulling for.
Oh, you know, Larry.
Yeah.
You might be looking at an 8-9 seed for the BYU Cougars after starting the year possibly in the top 4.
Your War Damn Eagles are 0-5 in the last 5 games, Larry.
Oh,
that's all I got to say, Larry.
All right, let's move on to the women, bro.
All right. Hey, that's my best friend from high school, best friend from growing up. So just had to he come on to mess with me. That's what he did.
Is he a referee?
He is. He's a referee.
Might need to get him on and talk a little rules.
He is. He does some high school stuff.
Referee. He can't even do football right now either, he said. That's pretty good.
Poor Larry. It's okay. Y'all got another mid-major coach down there. Y'all be okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Don't get me started. You come on. You started it, Larry. All right, we're going to the women's. Oklahoma State is at West Virginia, and pretty big game here in the Big 12. Both of these teams have had surprising, really good seasons. So, John, what do you think about this one?
Oklahoma State has picked up a few good wins lately. They've had a nice little run. West Virginia, to me, is tough at home. I think Oklahoma State needs this one probably.
He said he's doing D2 college now. I didn't know he'd moved up to there.
That's pretty good. Oklahoma State probably needs this win more than West Virginia does, to be honest. So, but I'm going to stick with my guns and pick West Virginia at home. I like this West Virginia team. They're a really good basketball team.
Yeah, I think West Virginia at home is probably going to get this one. But Oklahoma State's been playing really well, and both of these teams on the girls' side has been had good seasons here.
Yep.
So, John, Alabama at Florida. Alabama's coming off the loss last night to South Carolina.
This is actually another one that kind of feels like Florida needs more than Alabama does. You know, you're playing for a
Florida's 16-12. They are probably on the outside looking in right now. But if you could get versus a ranked Alabama team, they're still ranked this week. I mean, if you could get a win here at home, the Gators still have a chance to make March Madness.
Do they? You know, they got McGill, Shaquille O'Neal's daughter in the paint. Yep. She's really good, by the way.
She is.
When you're playing at Florida.
And she can shoot the three, Shaq. What happened? What happened, Shaq?
Yeah, Shaq. But I'm going to go Florida. I think Florida needs this win. I think they need this win. I think if they win this game, then you get a little momentum. Maybe you win another game. Maybe you get a little run in the SEC tournament, and you get maybe what, Brad, a 10 or 11 seed, and you have a good year. You finish the year out good. So, give me Florida to win this game.
Yeah, Larry says, Ed, she could hit free throws. You're exactly right. But she could step out and hit the three and pretty shot. I don't know what happened to Shaq. He didn't teach her that shot. I guarantee you that. All right. I'm taking the Gators in this one too. This is home. I think it's really important. And these Gators need this one to have a chance in the NCAA. So, all right. On the women's side, Michigan at Iowa. This is a big game in the Big Ten. This Michigan team is one of the headliners that I've been talking about, and Iowa is always tough at home.
Yeah, I mean, I love this Michigan team, Brad. The Swords girl.
Did you catch Swords the other night with 24?
Yeah. This is a big game, Brad. This might be a season definer.
Yep. I mean,
it's pretty big.
Iowa.
You're chasing Michigan in the conference, which is in second place behind UCLA. You got Michigan. I think in most brackets, they're a 2 seed right now. You win this game, you might improve your stock for the tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's tough to win in Iowa because you
never know what's going to happen in the SEC tournament. They're probably not going to get 3 number ones. So Texas, LSU, South Carolina aren't all going to be number one. Somebody's going to slide out of a spot. So,
Yep.
So
I think I'm going to take Iowa here. I like them at home.
I'm actually going to take Michigan in this one on the road. I really like this Michigan team. This is a tough one, though. It is always tough to win at Iowa, at Hawkeyes.
When Caitlin Clark was there, that was a
you wasn't going to beat Caitlin Clark at home.
But what I'm saying, that was a very, very tough environment to play in, and it still is. She made her.
Anthony's here. It's party time.
Yeah, she made that notice on that court in that arena. In my opinion, and she's made it to what it is now.
Absolutely. The next one, John. I mean, Tennessee is at Oklahoma after 3 straight losses. And before that, they got blown out in a couple of losses. So I think Tennessee has lost 5 of their last 6, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna be straight honest with you here. I don't like where Tennessee sits in this spot. Reagan Beers, and the freshman point guard. I'm going to think Chavez,
Aaliyah
Chavez. Yeah, I don't like this game for Tennessee. They've been blown out in games. They just play terrible basketball at times.
They're not in a good spot, and Oklahoma is a tough environment to go in and play. And
I'm gonna stick with Oklahoma here.
I'm going Sooners.
Oklahoma's kind of figured things out the last couple of weeks.
Boomer Sooner. I'm going Sooners here. Listen, Caldwell. We talked about her earlier. I mean, honestly, she might be in some trouble. I know it's year 2, and she has a good class. She had a good class last year. She has a good class coming in. But, man, something's going on and something's wrong with down there in Knoxville. Yep. So, give me Oklahoma in this one. And then the next one we're going to go to, John, is a big one for Kenny Brooks in Kentucky. Kentucky is traveling to Nashville to take on Vanderbilt, the number 5 ranked Vanderbilt team in the country.
Vanderbilt's kind of hit a wall last.
Well, they lost the last one, but before that, they beat Texas.
But what I'm saying, they're up and down at times. It all goes on.
Larry, you remember me saying that, don't you?
Michaela Blake's. It's all about Michaela Blake's.
We may or may not have gotten a fight one time, me saying that to somebody.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I feel like you got to stop Michaela Blake's. If you stop, you're not going to stop her all night. She's going to get her 30, but you got to stop the others. And I don't think Kentucky did that the other night when they played Vanderbilt. They let everybody else kind of dictate.
So Kentucky led the second and third quarters, basically the whole quarters in that game. Vanderbilt started out.
I'm talking the fourth quarter. They just fell apart.
They did in the fourth quarter. In that game, Kentucky really should have won at home. I'm hoping that Kentucky and Kenny Brooks can return the favor.
I'm going
to be honest with you, the lineup change that Kenny has done since this Vanderbilt game seems to be working well. Asia Boone in the starting lineup, Jordan Obi coming off the bench.
You know who's key in this game, in my opinion, is Asia Boone. I feel like if she hits some threes, they got an opportunity to win this game.
Yeah, her and Hassett have to be shooting the ball fairly decent
and Strack. She had 20.
She has to be engaged. Listen, they cannot if Strack only puts up 9 or 10 shots, or if she is 3 of 13 from the field, Kentucky's not winning this game Sunday.
They're not.
They have to be engaged. They have to be playing really well, shooting the ball well. And you said if Michaela Blake's gets her 30.
Because she's going to.
Here's my thing. I think Kenny has got to be on these girls enough, and I'm talking about his team defensively here. Their goal should be to hold her to 25 or less. That should be their goal.
You know how hard that is?
I'm not saying it's attainable all the time. It's not, okay? She had 34 against us the first time, all right? But their goal should be to hold her to 25 or less.
25.
Now, she's averaging almost 27 a game on an average for the season. She is actually the leading scorer in the country, Michaela Blake's, on the women's side. And this is going to be an absolute tough game to go in and steal. But, John, I'm going to be honest with you. The women are projected right now to still be hosting. They are on the bubble of that to be hosting. Kentucky plays Vanderbilt at Auburn and South Carolina at home. They have to win 2 or 3 of these games to still be hosting.
If they win Vanderbilt and Auburn, I think they get it.
They'll get it. They'll be a host in the NCAA tournament. It's very, very important. This game is super important. Vanderbilt, they need it to probably have a chance at a 1 seed.
Yeah, they do.
To be honest, they need this game to have a chance at a 1 seed. If not, they're likely a 2 seed, more than likely. But to have a chance at a 1 seed, they need this. I'm taking my Cats. Everybody knows I cover and love the girls. The background is the last time they played in Nashville at Belmont. That's the background tonight. That's a little just a due respect of going to Nashville this weekend. That's the reason why that is up on the screen. But I'm definitely going to take the girls in this one. This is one that they need. And I love the lineup change. And Kenny has played Lexi a little bit more. He has played Kaylin Carroll a little bit more and made the lineup change. So I'm hoping that is some permanent stuff that we'll see in Memorial Gymnasium on Sunday as well. And I got to see what Larry said. Streaky but scrappy. Michaela Blakes is the real deal, man. I'm telling you.
She is.
Absolutely. She is the real deal. I think, to be honest with you, she may be the best player in the country. And I'm not talking about that nobody's heard of. I'm talking about period. USC at Ohio State. This is a pretty big one in the Big Ten. USC had been playing a lot better, and they had won 5 in a row as of last week. I've been pretty busy. I haven't checked scores much this week, so
I think they hit a roadblock here. Ohio State's pretty good. Ohio State's got a really good basketball.
They are.
They're good.
Ohio State is pretty good.
They got some guards that can get after it. They
got Chloe Kitt's little sister.
Chloe Kitt's little sister, yep.
And she's been playing really well. She transferred in. She actually transferred from Florida, but she redshirted there, I believe, and didn't play.
I think I'm going to go with the Buckeyes here. I like the Buckeyes here. I do think USC needs to win a couple more, I think, to kind of feel, to have a decent seed at least. They're not going to be what they was last year. Let's be honest.
USC has got DJ Jazzy Davidson.
Yeah.
And she's really good, freshman, and they've been playing well. I think I'm going to give this to the Buckeyes for being at home, though, I believe. But USC has been playing really strong in this one. Okay. This is a ranked matchup. We're going to stay in the Big Ten. Michigan State at Minnesota. Minnesota is in the rankings this week at like 23 or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't really watched a lot of Minnesota now. I have watched Michigan State. Ben Swooten, that's a pretty good basketball team they got up there.
Yeah, Michigan State's like 13th or 14th or something like that.
Michigan State's in that area where they could be hosting.
They could be hosting. And this is an important game for them against the ranked team here on the road. If you lose this game, they're kind of on that bubble, at the 4 seed, in the top 16. So,
back when I was growing up, the barn was a hard place to play in Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, the barn. For those that don't know, it's the barn. That used to be a very intimidating place, but it's kind of gotten stale in recent years.
They've been playing a lot better this year.
Now, this year with the girls, but the men have kind of slacked off. The men used to have some really good teams.
Yep. Yeah, I can remember quite a few. I remember some Clem Haskin teams that were pretty good.
Had the Jackson kid. If people don't remember, they had a Harlan County kid, Charles Thomas.
Yeah.
For those that need a little history lesson.
I think I'm going to take Sparty in this one.
Yeah, I am too. I'm going to take Michigan State.
On the road, this would be a big win for them. And then, John, Ole Miss has had one hell of a week. That's all I want to say.
That's the last one.
We got this one and one more.
Okay.
Ole Miss has had one hell of a week. They played last Sunday. They played Kentucky. Tuesday, they played Tennessee. Thursday, they played LSU. And Sunday, they're playing South Carolina. In 1 week, in 7 days, from Sunday to Sunday, I guess that's 8 days, they have played 4 ranked teams.
What's that guy on
2.
ESPN? Welcome to the big show.
I mean, Ole Miss has had one hell of a week, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
They
it's been tough.
end in Columbia, South Carolina on Sunday against the number 2 South Carolina Gamecocks. And this one's going to be tough, John.
I'm going to be honest with you. If Ole Miss can hold court a little bit here, they're going to get a decent seed. But they really cannot afford to go down this stretch and just, get beat to death and lose games, because you could play yourself into an 8-9 game. And as good as this Ole Miss team has been all year, that would be kind of tough luck, to be honest.
They're probably going to play their way into a 6 or 7 game, probably, 6 or 7 seed.
Listen, Coach Yo's a great coach. He's, very defensive minded. But listen, you go through a stretch like this, it's tough on any coach, and
It is, and this is going to be a tough game. Listen, John, I love the job that Coach Yo's done. I love this Ole Miss team. They gave one up last night that they absolutely needed to stay afloat and to have a chance to be a host. Coming out of those, after the Kentucky loss, they did beat Tennessee, lost last night to LSU, and probably a loss at South Carolina. They probably won't be hosting. I just don't see it. Don Staley is the real deal, and everybody knows it. I'm gonna take the Gamecocks at home. They're too good.
You're breaking up a little bit, Brad.
All right. Well, we just have one more to do, John. The last one we're going to talk about, John, this week is Iowa State at TCU.
TCU's played good this year, but they're going up against Audie Crooks, which might be the best big girl in the country. She's really, really good. She gets after you on the glass. She beats and bangs in the paint. I like a mini upset here. I know both of them I think are ranked right now, but I could see TCU winning this game at home, especially they got Clara Silva, the point
Olivia
Miles. This is a good TCU team that might be a Sweet 16 team when you look at it.
Yeah, they could be. They're probably sitting at a 3 seed right now. TCU.
Now, to be fair, Iowa State is probably a Final Four contender. Let's be honest. They're pretty good. But
they are.
Listen, winning on the road in the Big 12 is never easy. Whether it's the boys or the girls, it's always tough to go on the road and win games. But I think they'll be in this game because Crooks is really, really special.
I think I'm going to take TCU in this one at home.
Yeah, I am too. That's who I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with the Horned Frogs.
Yeah, I think TCU is going to pull that one out. And that is our last game of the week that we are going to pick for you guys and talk a little bit about this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed Game Day Pick'ems with us. John, Monday night, you may have a replacement here with me for the Wildcat.
I do have one, actually.
Yeah, for Wildcat Weekly on Monday night. John's going to be at the district basketball game Monday night.
Yeah, my two little sisters play. I think they play 7:30, and time that game ends, it'll be 9 o'clock at least 9. Because district games are a little bit longer than others. So,
yeah,
especially band being there, crowd. So, y'all get one of you boys back, Coleman Scott.
I think Coleman Scott's going to be on here with me for Wildcat Weekly on Monday night. So, y'all look forward to that. Coleman Scott of Talking Kentucky is going to be on with us. And we appreciate Coleman for stepping in.
You've had a rough day.
I have, man. I'm tired, so
Yeah, that's what
I'm fixing.
you're just flopping words in and
Yeah,
out,
I'm slurring my words. I'm not drunk. I ain't had nothing to drink. I've
man.
been up. I
don't
worked.
don't don't let him lie to you, everybody.
I ain't had nothing tonight. So, all right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will see you on Monday for Wildcat Weekly, and we will talk about beating those damn Eagles.
Hey, Larry.
All right. He'll rub it in. He's going to rub it in so
Yeah,
bad if they beat us.
he is going to get you, Brad. Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention this while we was on it, real quick before we log off. This week, district starts, a regional start next week, and then I think the state tournament starts. So all the high school top basketball is getting ready to kind of tip off a little bit. There might be a future Kentucky show officially. Me and Brad had made some talk this week that we might just go full Kentucky, but I kind of want to get everybody's opinion on it. Maybe one day next month or something that kind of throw in some high school ball.
Well, we like talking about games, college games, other games, and other teams and stuff. Some too. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure about but we are doing the Wildcat Weekly show, and we're going to throw in some high school basketball. I think.
I think Joseph Decker's coming back with us during the state tournaments.
Yeah, right before the state tournaments, we might have Joseph Decker back on. He was really good. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you on Monday night for Wildcat Weekly.
Watch some basketball tomorrow.
All right, y'all have a good night.
See you.